Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back. It is exactly 11 after 8 o'clock. We are going to be talking about the African mining Indaba underway currently in Cape Town. Now, Mineral Resources and Energy Minister Gwede Mantashe opened the event on Monday, whilst President Cyril Ramaphosa addressed the delegates yesterday. We're going to talk about we're going to ask Frans Baleni to summarize what was discussed these past 2 days and expectations going forward, and how positive is the mood regarding heads of state, and all the deal makers and deal breakers as far as this is concerned, and of course, heads of states from the rest of the continent. Is it looking promising? Is there hope? Are people still interested in investing in South Africa? Is it not all doom and gloom, very especially in light of the energy crisis in South Africa? And that, of course, I'm talking about Eskom and ongoing load shedding. Frans Baleni, Chair of the Advisory Board Investing in African Mining Indaba, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Em, and good morning to your listeners.
So, bring us up to speed. In a nutshell, what has played out thus far? What sort of reception has Gwede Mantashe received and Cyril Ramaphosa? And what's the mood that you're picking up regarding the future of South Africa, our energy crisis, and is there hope?
Indeed, there is hope. Let me start by indicating the theme of this Mining Indaba 2023 investment conference is unlocking in African investment, stable security and supply. We have 40 countries represented in this Mining Indaba. We've got more than 8,000 registered participants and over 60 ministers and 2 head of state. Minister Mantashe, well received, warmly received. Same applies to the president. I found the temperature very warm and the mood quite positive. There's a number of investors who are looking at opportunities to invest, not only in South Africa, but in the continent. It's for us to clear issues of infrastructure, like electricity, as you have indicated, roads, rail, water. All these issues need our attention in order to really unlock the investment flowing into our continent.
So despite all of those challenges that we have, and there are major challenges here in South Africa, are you suggesting that there is still hope and foreign investors are still keen in engaging with us as South Africa? In terms of investment, obviously.
Yes, I'm talking about investment. Fortunately, we've got minerals below the soil. Some has decided to be exploited, and there's no way investors would shy away. What is also positive is that we have got this, what is regarded as future minerals, hydrogen, lithium, make batteries. They're all on demand globally, and therefore it positions us as a continent in a better space to invite investors.
Okay, Laura Cornish obviously has made a statement similar to what you have said, to discover pockets of excellence and how this can be replicated across our continent. She is the senior manager for communication strategy at the Mining Indaba. She also says that this event will serve as a learning platform. That's great that we use this as a learning platform. But the all important question is, what guarantees can we as South Africa give to foreign investors in terms of you invest and we can assure you that we will have energy, our roads will be fixed, Transnet will get trains on the tracks again, and it will be back to business as usual. Are we talking time frames here? What sort of time frames are we looking at?
Fortunately, the president in his statement outlined measures which are taken to resolve the electricity crisis. So clear timelines, what we're looking at, a shorter period of between 12 and 24 months, but we're talking about 3 years, and the problem should have been resolved. Infrastructure, we've been seeing Transnet is here in particular. They're talking about unlocking the challenges for what purposes. But we are also saying that it should not be just about exporting raw material. We should also embark on beneficiation, which would make it possible to create more jobs in South Africa and in different countries of the continent.
I think what I and most South Africans are really, really interested in hearing coming out of this conference, we are all aware that we still have lots of resources to be exploited underground. But in terms of Eskom, because without Eskom being on board and being a functioning entity, we ain't going anywhere very, very soon. So what's the plan going forward? We as South Africans know that we've been given a 2-year period. And we know that that 2-year period is going to be dramatic, to say the least. Are we going to be able to get people employed on time? Are we going to be able to get the economy moving? If that doesn't happen, never mind all of the promises made at the mining Indaba, nothing is going to follow suit.
I can't speak on behalf of the government of South Africa. We are managing an investment conference. We are inviting investors to ensure that they are investing in the country. And we do so having analyzed the potential and the challenges. I said in my speech, all the challenges confronting us are man-made. And therefore, it just requires leadership to undo what is man-made. The companies have a clear program, especially mining companies, to say in the next couple of years, they would bring to capacity 3.9 megawatts. Therefore, they're talking about 3,900 megawatts into the contribution of electricity supply. Then it reduces the burden on Eskom.
Okay, that sounds promising. We hope it does come to pass. Let's look at the issue around you being chair of the advisory board, investing in African mining in Indaba. What sort of interest have we had? And let's look at, for the past while, I've always looked at the challenges rather than focusing on the positive outcomes. Let's look at a scenario of positivity. If this goes ahead, if you get investors on board, what does it say for South Africa and what does it say for the South African youth? We know our unemployment is sitting at almost 40%. So how is that going to pick up and how soon can we hope for things to start turning around in South Africa?
You are raising such an important point as if you were part of our discussion. One of the important points we've raised is that we can't be talking about mining activities if we're not going to touch on the youth, not only in terms of employment, but also empowerment, where the youth can apply, can be entrepreneurs to participate in the economic activities of mining. We said we need women involvement, given that the majority in South Africa are women, and therefore all these mining activities must be burdened with this area of transformation, women and the youth. Unfortunately, the issue of unemployment is a scourge. It has to be addressed in any form or shape, and we are positive that mining will make a certain contribution, but it's not only about mining to deal with the problem of unemployment.
It sounds very promising, but the other issue that we're faced with as well, and I'm not even going to talk about the corruption issue because I bang on about it daily on the show. Let's look at the issue around mining bosses. We know the history of our country and how mining is a very lucrative industry. It can and will be able to create scores of jobs, and hopefully that will in some way address the unemployment issue in South Africa. And of course, particularly targeting the youth and issues around empowerment, which I'm very encouraged was the topic of discussion at the Indaba. But let's look at the issue about the disparity between the earnings of the mining bosses and the people on the ground. Has that been discussed at all? Because we know that there's this huge disparity.
I think that the issue of disparity has not come up sharply in the context you are raising it. We know where you have a CEO is getting 300 million in 1 year and workers struggling to get a inflation-related salary increase. Those challenges require other stakeholders and us to be involved and mobilize society at large to deal with these inequalities. What is important, however, which we discussed, was the inclusive growth, where we said the president
We're going to take a quick break and either get back to Frans Baleni. If not, we will move on with the rest of our interviews. The time is exactly 8:22. It is News and Views right here on Salam Media.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance value calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Once again, winter has made itself known in the Syrian and Palestinian refugee camps in Lebanon as well as Afghanistan. Thousands are left to face this bitterly cold season of rain, flooding and snowy conditions. Africa Muslims agencies on the ground empowering families with winter rescue kits. Assist and sponsor a winter rescue kit for only 3,500 Rand per family. Call Africa Muslims Agency now on 011 834 8685 or donate at africamuslimsagency.co.za. Africa Muslims Agency, commemorating 35 years of empowering, educating, inspiring.
There's no smell that takes me back to the comfort of my childhood than the smell of black seed oil being applied by my nani. Now I'm using Tib black seed in my own home to soothe sniffles and coughs, to help with digestion and immunity, and of course, as part of my beauty routine. After all these years, I've come to appreciate the wisdom in finding comfort and shifa in trusted treatments like Tib Black Seed. You can find Tib Black Seed at all leading pharmacies or find out more at blackseed.co.za.
When winter comes, it's more than just cold. For millions of refugees, displaced persons, flood-affected families, and impoverished households, winter is a question of survival. That's why the Al Imdad Foundation is reaching out to deliver winter aid to struggling communities in 14 countries across the globe. Help spread the warmth today by sponsoring a winter pack for 600 Rand. Donate online at www.alimdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
Online schooling? Why not? Kurtuba Online Academy is the leading global online Islamic school from grade R to matric, offering South African caps and international syllabus. And it doesn't stop there. We also offer online madrasa for every grade. For more information, visit www.kurtubaonline.co.za. Kurtuba Online Academy, the leading global online Islamic school.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
Welcome back. It is exactly 8:26 a.m. We've got about 3 minutes left to wrap up on this interview with Frans Baleni. He's the chair of the advisory board investing in African mining in Indaba. Frans, welcome back. Are you okay? I believe you had a lightning strike close to where you were.
No, I'm fine here. The skies is open, it's sunny in Cape Town. The problem might be on your side.
Oh, was it on our side? I beg your pardon. All right. My controller is just indicating to me that it was on our side. We okay, by the way. All right. Frans, do you want to respond? Do you want to complete that question from earlier on, the response to my question regarding the disparity in earnings between the CEO and the people on the ground? And then just wrap up, what do you expect to happen today and tomorrow? And obviously that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
I was saying that it's really unacceptable that you have these disparities of 300 million a year and others fighting just to get an inflation salary increases. However, what we have discussed, and President was very, very clear, was about inclusive growth, inclusive development, where he said days are gone where a mine will be operating in a community with all infrastructures like water, electricity, roads, and people not benefiting. And therefore, it's about inclusive growth. We are looking forward to be dealing with sustainable development. Today, we have alternative mining partners. We've got NGOs participating in various forums, taking their contribution on board as we will be shaping, concluding tomorrow, and then planning for 2024.
Frans Baleni, thank you indeed for your insights, and it is very encouraging from what we're hearing from you today. We hope and pray it does in fact happen as you are outlining it. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the conference. It is exactly 8:28 exactly. News and views right here on Salam Media. Standing by to talk to us is Hassan Lorgat, founding member of the Alternative Mining Indaba.